thought I'd be helping Ghostwriter load pyro when he's playing.
So this is behind the scenes, okay? And most people don't get to see this.
Hey guys, BeSnappy here. This is something you would never have seen before. This is how Nathan Hammond loads his plane up with all the pyro for a whole night show. This is absolutely insane. All right, Nathan, what do we have here?
Right, so this is behind the scenes, okay? And most people don't get to see this. So this is the actual mount that we mount onto the airplane. We've got two of these. One goes on the left wing, one goes on the right wing.
Yep.
And what you'll see here is, first and the most important part, this is the brains of the operation. So this is actually a phone board, like what telecommunications would use in a warehouse or something.
Oh, wow, really?
We repurpose it and turn it into our circuit board so that each one of these racks that you see here, each one of these little black tubes has a wire and goes into the individual circuits.
So does that mean they can all go off at the same time, or they all go off individually?
They all go off individually whenever I select whichever number I want. So we've got circuits 1 through 15, and I've got a rotary switch inside the airplane. So it comes down to just select 1, fire 1, select 2, fire 2.
Oh, wow.
And then if Airboss says, hey, light it all up, then we just mash the button, wipe the dial, and it looks really good for 30 seconds.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yep. So that's the brains of the operation. We plug that into the airplane. That gets us power to the pyro and allows us to control it.
So is this coming out of, are the fuses electric, or are they actually need to be lit?
So it's actually both. It starts off with an electric match. So 12 volts goes to like a model rocket engine igniter, right? And so that pops and starts a good old-fashioned green fuse. And so one of those starts and it runs underneath all of these tubes right here. And so as it travels down that tube, it starts launching out each one of those tubes.
Oh, wow.
That whole black rack right there is about 30 seconds of pyro. So we're sitting here on, if we fired them individually, 20 minutes of pyro, and we shoot it all off in about 4.5 minutes.
So can you show us where it goes on the plane?
Sure, absolutely. Let's walk up here real quick. So we'll take this rack right here, and we bolt it onto this plate. Now what you notice is that rack that we had was really big, and this wingtip is actually kind of small.
Yeah.
That's why we have this adapter plate. So that allows us to attach to the hard points of the wing and then give us a nice steady structure to bolt the rack onto. It also serves as a blast shield. I mean, we still have fabric ailerons here, so we don't want to catch the fabric on fire. So this acts as a fire break, a firewall, if you will, to extend and keep the airplane safe.
So I noticed you have a few screw holes here. How many are you actually using?
We use them all. So one of the neat things is we use quarter turns in the big holes, and then we use just standard sheet metal or machine screws to hold the airplane together. The quarter turns are just so when you're carrying that 100 pounds, you want to get it locked in there pretty quick, right? So
where's actually the power source here? I don't see anything.
Right, so all the power comes up here in the front. So what you'll see is we've got two cannon plugs mounted onto the airplane. Power to the pyro comes from the top one. The bottom one is for external landing lights. Because after we get done shooting fireworks, it's usually dark. And this airplane doesn't have any leading edge landing lights, so we bolt them onto the airplane just to make it a little bit easier.
Oh, you can just bolt stuff onto your airplane now.
That's the way we go.
All right, Nathan, I've just looked in the cockpit and you've got a phone holder and charger in there. What's that for?
Well, man, I gotta watch your videos while I'm flying, right? No. Actually, we use the phone to control the LED lights on the airplane. So these are the same types of lights that you'd have like in your bedroom or around your office and whatnot, but we mounted them on the airplane and we control them with 12 volts. And so then when I want to change the color, red, white, blue, all white, disco colors, whatever, I do it all off my phone, and so we put it in the cradle right there in front of me. So while we're looping and rolling, we're playing on our phone.
I can't see any lights. Like, where are they?
So that's the neat thing, right? We camouflage them in. If you look here on the fuselage, you can see that we run them along the rivet line there, and we use the same vinyl tape that we use for our logos. We put that over it, and so you can't ever see it.
Yeah, it just looks like more rivets.
It does.
And look, there's more lights on the wing here. All right, so what are you doing here?
Oh, well, we got to get this on the airplane. Now that we've got the airplane out here on what we call the hot ramp, right? Yep. So this is the area where operations are going. So you'll notice like there's airplanes taxiing around, so we got to be smart. And that's where we load the pyro. Just because if something errant happens, we want it out here in a nice, safe direction. That's why we're out here away from all the airplanes, away from all the people. So you're gonna give me a hand here, right?
Yep.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, I need your help. So you got to pin this thing up and on there with those quarter turns.
Yep, so do I do it this way?
Yep, get one in right there. So push and turn. There you go. And then one up here in the front.
I never thought I'd be helping Ghostwriter load pyro when he's playing.
Right? I mean, like fireworks and airplanes, they go together, right? All right,
I don't know.
So we hooked those last two quarter turns in on the bottom.
Yeah.
All right. Now that we've got it pinned on there, the quarter turns are just to make it easy to get on there.
Yeah.
We don't trust the quarter turns to carry the load. I mean, we're pulling, 4, 5, 6, 7 Gs and 200 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Those things probably aren't strong enough. So we're gonna go get a screw gun, some screws. We're gonna secure this thing really nice and tight so that we can loop and roll with it tonight.
All right, you still might need to double check those though.
Will do.
So what are we doing here?
All right, so we got the quarter turns in. Now we need to secure it with screws. We use number 10 machine screws, and we run them all the way in nice and tight. Once we get them all in, we'll sink them down to a proper torque. And then the last thing we do, we got to plug it in, right?
Oh, yeah.
All the magic happens when we plug that into the airplane.
And so is that how you're securing it, just with these screws and the quarter turns?
That's it. That's what holds it together. It's quick, it's easy, and it's safe. And that's the name of the game.
Yeah. So if someone wants this absolutely awesome display, how does that happen? Where do they contact you?
So they reach out to us on any of the social media outlets or come to our website. There's a contact us link. Reach out and we'll see what we can do and bring some fun to your neck of the woods.
All right, thanks for the tour, Nathan, and we look forward to tonight.
Thanks, Snappy. Good talking with you, buddy.